What happens when a country fights not one, but two wars? Israel is burning through billions, faster than ever before. One war in Gaza, another heating up with Iran. And the price tag? Absolutely staggering. In this video, we break down just how much Israel's wars are costing, in dollars, shekels, and rupees, and what it means for the future of its economy. The war in Gaza has already proven to be a financial black hole. By the end of 2024, the cumulative cost of military action, civilian support, and lost revenues had reached 250 billion shekels. That's over $67.5 billion, or approximately 5.6 Indian rupees lakh crore. The newer front, war with Iran, is even costlier by the day. According to Israeli defense sources, the first 48 hours alone cost the state around 5.5 billion shekels, or nearly $1.5 billion, which is about 12,400 Indian rupees crore. That's split evenly between offensive and defensive military actions. The ongoing daily cost of the Iran war? Around 2.75 billion shekels, which translates to $725 million a day, or 6,000 Indian rupees crore daily. Even just jet fuel and weapons cost $300 million per day, or nearly 2,500 Indian rupees crore. To contain these spiraling costs, Israel's finance ministry capped the annual deficit at 4.9% of GDP, which equals 105 billion shekels, or about $27.6 billion. That's roughly 2.3 Indian rupees lakh crore. But much of Israel's emergency war reserve has already been drained during the Gaza operations. Even though tax revenue projections rose to 538.6 billion shekels, about $145 billion, or 12 Indian rupees lakh crore, Israel had to revise its 2025 growth forecast down from 4.3% to 3.6%. Israel's war machine is powered not just by weapons, but by people. At the start of the Gaza war, over 300,000 reservists were recalled. For every 100,000 reservists, the cost is 70 million shekels in wages, $18.9 million, 1,575 Indian rupees crore, another 30 million shekels on food, housing, logistics, $8.1 million, 675 Indian rupees crore, totaling 100 million shekels daily, or $27 million per day, which is 2,250 Indian rupees crore every single day. On top of that, Israel loses additional 2,250 Indian rupees crore in productivity from the civilian workforce. War doesn't just damage borders, it damages homes and shops too. From Jan to May 2025, Israel's compensation fund disbursed 2.4 billion shekels, or about $650 million, equivalent to 54,000 Indian rupees crore. Total net withdrawals: 3 billion shekels, $810 million, 67,500 Indian rupees crore. And while these payouts don't officially show in fiscal deficit numbers, they do count as public debt, increasing Israel's financial burden in the long term. In 2023, Israel's military budget was 60 billion shekels, $16.2 billion, 1.34 Indian rupees lakh crore. In 2024, it jumped to 99 billion shekels, $26.7 billion, 2.2 Indian rupees lakh crore. And in 2025, projections show it may hit 118 billion shekels, or $32 billion, about 2.66 Indian rupees lakh crore. That's nearly double what it was before the war. Security spending is now expected to consume 7% of Israel's GDP, putting it second only to Ukraine globally. The war's economic fallout isn't limited to government budgets. Shakar Turjman, head of Israel's Chamber of Commerce, warned the economy minister that extended business shutdowns could lead to mass layoffs. Economy Minister Nir Barkat acknowledged the crisis and said he's working with business leaders to ensure commerce can continue even during a national emergency. In a recent statement, Defense Minister Katz showed optimism and said Israel's economy will gradually reopen. Listen in.
ההחלטה הזאת על פתיחה הדרגתית של המשק והאזורים השונים סוג של ניצחון, מסר של ניצחון על האויב האיראני. הם באים לפגוע ולסגור, ואנחנו גם פועלים בהתקפה מולם, וגם מגינים על האוכלוסייה, וגם מתחילים בתהליך הדרגתי של פתיחת המשק והאזורים השונים, והכל בכפוף לשיקולי ביטחון.
But with rising costs, lower output, and worker shortages, many businesses are already struggling to stay open. Israel's dual wars with Gaza and Iran are not just costing lives. They're costing the country billions every day. With daily military bills of 6,000 Indian rupees crore, spiraling public debt, and falling GDP, the big question now is, can Israel afford to keep fighting both these wars? Subscribe to the Indian Express YouTube channel for more global explainers and deep dives into how geopolitics shapes economies.